Welcome to Book Nerds on SLJ TV,
the place where school library journal editors get their geek on.
Today we're joined by our very own Della Farrell, nonfiction editor at School Library Journal.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming, Della. So talking about nonfiction, I feel like the last couple years have been absolutely incredible for nonfiction for young readers. I might even dare say that we're in a golden age of nonfiction.
Yes, and in particular, I've just been thrilled at the number of books, biographies on women, and also just books about women's history in general. And I really credit organizations like We Need Diverse Books for really pushing publishers to bring to the public stories of women of color.
So tell us a little bit about some of your recent favorites.
One of my recent favorites that I'm currently reading is Susan Goldman Rubin's Maya Lin from Chronicle, and this is for grades 4 to 8. Rubin is just so fantastic at really getting to know Maya Lin, and the book is organized by material. So the first chapter for her childhood is clay, then the second chapter is granite, that's for the Vietnam Memorial. And she just kind of goes through and develops Maya Lin's profile as an artist and as an architect. This is a woman who was in the public from a very young age. She was only a college student at the time that her vision for the Vietnam Memorial was selected. It's perfect for that middle school age. It's really a lot about how Maya is developing herself in front of the public eye and how she's really cementing herself as an artist, and often with a lot of pushback from the larger artist community, who maybe felt like she didn't deserve. And so then there's also issues of sexism, racism, and just all of these things. But at the same time, you really get to know Maya as a person, and it's just fabulous. And then next, I have a picture book autobiography, Malala's Magic Pencil. It is just beautiful, and we don't see too many picture book autobiographies, so this is something new, and this is from Little Brown. Malala talks about how, from a very young age, she wanted to make the world a better place, and just how little acts of kindness and community can really make the world better.
Speaking of gorgeous picture book biographies, one of my favorite new books is called Before She Was Harriet. It's by the Ransoms, a phenomenal husband and wife team. This, of course, is about Harriet Tubman. It is just lyrical and luminous, and what it does is with very an economy of words, very spare text, that's incredibly evocative. It's told in verse. You start with her as an older woman. She's lived an incredible life, and then it kind of circles back through the decades, and it explores other roles and other names that she had. We all know Harriet as a phenomenal hero who escaped slavery and then helped so many people on the Underground Railroad achieve freedom. But we also learn that she was a suffragist, she was a nurse, she was an auntie, she was a daughter, she was known as Moses. And the artwork, I think James Ransom's work, you just get such a great sense of both the tenderness and humility, but also the power of this woman. And it is phenomenal work. It is beautiful and touching, and I think it's one of those books that should be in every collection and shared with children, almost of all ages, really.
One of my recent favorites is also a picture book biography about a very well-known figure as well, Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo and her Animalitos, and it's published by North South. And it's this wonderful team, Monica Brown and John Barra, blockbuster Latino creators, and they approached the subject of Frida Kahlo in a very child-friendly way via an access point of pets, and how, most kids, they love their pets. And Frida, who is an amazing, very well-known artist, she loved her pets too, and her pets actually inspired a lot of her artwork. So I just thought it's such a charming work. The illustrations, she had a fawn as a pet, she had cats, of course, but she also had some animals that you wouldn't consider as pets, including turkeys and monkeys, which of course we know very well from some of her paintings. So I just thought it was such a sweet way to approach a topic that I've never really seen before.
This is for teens, called #NotYourPrincess, Voices of Native American Women, and it is edited by Lisa Charlie Boy and Mary Beth Leatherdale. from Anik Press. It's an anthology of art, poetry, essays, interviews, pretty much anything creative. And as Lisa Charlie Boy writes in her foreword, that it was created in part as a love letter to young Indigenous women and also as a way to combat the very stereotypes that they often find themselves pinned against, and to really just celebrate but also reconstruct an identity that has been threatened for so long.
Thanks so much for those recommendations, Della.
No problem.
Yeah, they're awesome. And if you want a full list of those titles, please click below.
Until next time,
Stay nerdy, friends.